I've got a slime anti theory. So, in canon, Beatrice is, Trix is 10 foot. That's compared to the average human. That is quite crazy. Well, it's rather short for the average human in this day and age. But maybe. That's because they're different. Maybe this is written I think it's called an anti-glacial period, where it's like a less colder part of an ice age. A little break, you could say. Maybe that was the end of the Cenozoic ice age. Cenozoic is the age of the mountains where humans are coming around. So maybe. Oh. So maybe what happened is it ended forcing humans to like gradually get shorter. It's not like something like how, let's say, it's also like the blue-footed booby of the Galapagos Islands, which is an actual bird where the bluer its feet, the more attractive it is to the female birds. So basically, something like that, not like that, but maybe gradually over time, like dormant genes started causing shorter people became to come around, and since that's like 200 years from now, it could have happened. It's only one foot, changing like maybe the average for different. Because I'm pretty sure the average height for the average male human right now is like 5'6", and the female average human, sapien, is a bit shorter. So yeah, that's in speedrun. Well, that's why. So maybe. But maybe because of that, humans are becoming relatively more shorter. Because the smaller you are, the less heat you take up, you won't get as hot. That also may explain the floods, because maybe since it's hotter, there's more floods because more evaporation, causing condensation in the clouds and more precipitation, also known as rain. That could explain a drastic flood during a big heat wave. Like, because with Casey, I think it's Casey. That explains it. So since that's ended, age of Cenozoic has ended. Maybe it's like something called the age of mammals and space life. Maybe the age of space life. But something like isn't it galactic? Maybe it's like the age of universal life. That could explain it. There's some bacon right now. Don't mind. I'm being bacon. Because we don't know how tall the other houses are. But that's just the theory. They can be roughly around the same height as Beatrice. I'm saying the characters are the girls in here because I'm pretty sure the height differentiates between the two genders in species. Let's look at it. Why do I find some black widows? Black widows. The female black widow is bigger than the male black widow. I'm pretty sure in humans, the man is like taller. I'd say taller, more broad, more robust. I reckon. So we can kind of like find how tall the other known characters are, but the real characters, well, it's just a little harder because you just put extra 1 or 2 feet on it, and then you're done. So I think that could explain it. Where's my radiant ball? I need to get the grab pack. I have to make a new save file on Slime Rancher because I need the achievements. I want to try and platinum the game. I know I'll never do it though, because it's really difficult. That could explain. That could explain. But we do have to reckon there's different atmospheres. Maybe see what happened is, I don't know, the Galapagos penguin, instead of doing something like the blue-footed Galapagos ruby, where the blue-footed feet, so it's more attractive, it is causing more bluer birds of that species. I think the Galapagos penguin just shrunk. It just shrunk. So maybe like the human species just did that, and was probably like maybe causing a new species of human. Nothing really that different to the human, to Homo sapien, the current human that we are. Maybe something like Homo sapiens or something like that. But it's practically Homo sapien, just shorter. Or maybe it could be called Homo sapien hyphen something else. Like Homo sapien hyphen small. Something like that would work. That was my bacon. Ew. Bacon, I like bacon. Oh. One thing that will have to be explained is hair color, because in Slime Rancher, hair color can be all sorts of different colors naturally. Proof of this is that Gigi, because in the ending where you see a young Gigi, because in the novel, well, Laura and Hobson decide to have a kid. Is it? Yes, it is Hobson. And have Gigi, bunch of time travel going on here. Gigi, you can see has purple, reddish hair, pinkish, whatever, magenta, you could say. From this, we can tell it's either genetic deformations or maybe like some sort of deformations. Maybe, well, I guess there are ginger people who have red hair. But it's not red hair. It's not like, it's just a problem with the melanin and deformation in the melanin. But how could that bring magenta? Maybe it could do the same as magenta. We could theorize that it could bring different hairstyles into it where maybe it's like because of some evolution, there's an evolutionary trait. Because it's true. That's a tough one, maybe. So that theory that Beatrice's hair could just be natural, like somehow. Radiant tall, radiant tall. And if that is possible, then how? Oh, yeah, swiped. Yeah, that's what I thought. Get swiped. I've never been here this way before. Pomegranate. No, it's just pomegranate. Oh. What was pomegranate here? I don't know. Where am I? Maybe. It's just like some genetic deformation, something like that. Maybe this happened in like an evolutionary trait to make it easier to differentiate from one another. Or maybe they developed a new humans adapted a new type of melanin that can change colours, that can like be different, like they can like change, allow subtle changes from like it's like darker skin tone, something like a tan in hair and body, maybe eyes or something like that, to kind of adapt the climate. Not really like as in what happened to Michael Jackson. It's not his fault because well he had a deformation. It wasn't a deformation, but I think it was he had like a problem. Well, it wasn't a problem. It didn't really harm him. I think it didn't really harm him when he was little. But he had like a genetic issue. I think that's it. I don't want to make that as, I will try not to make that rude. Something like that. Raw oil. But like, that could work out. Maybe in result of this melon, hair, like deformations, or more like possible, or maybe in the hair is like maybe like a disorder where it can be a bit unstable. It can like change the color of your skin a little bit, not to the point where you're like a Smurf, no, but like give it that subtle hint. Well, yes, you'll have the odd pink tinge, or maybe the odd orange tinge, maybe the odd like blue tinge, but not as really, because the change in the melanin in the skin maybe could be more subtle, more like less, you could say, like less powerful. But in the hair, it's more powerful. Where if there's a deformation in the hair, well, it literally becomes blue or something like that. And maybe it's like quite common, but not really common, like 1 in 3 people or something like that. This could be a bit more prominent in the eyes as well, as like changing the colour of the eyes. But not like to anything really, not like a bright blue, but maybe like, let's say, purple, not like a proper deep purple, like a bright purple, but maybe like a calm purple. But it's more prominent in the eyes. It's the most prominent in the hair. The most prominent in the hair, and least prominent in the skin color, but like in the middle with the eyes. That could be something. That could be it. And if it is, I need to stop wasting my time playing games like this and should actually just become a scientist. I need more breakthrough. Hopefully that explains things. I mean, we don't know what color Thor is like off options. I really was, because yes, they are quite old. I think around in the late 40s. Like late 40s or something like that. I'd say around in the 40s. Maybe like hair becomes greyer earlier. Or maybe like grey is like a new natural hairstyle. Maybe like grey could be like a new natural hairstyle. From where Thor and Hobbs may be from really similar places, but not the same place. They could have adapted a grey hair for like natural camouflage, even though they like don't need it at all. But because of genetic deformation in the hair, that's how Gigi had purple hair. That's another good. That could explain it. That could be a really good explanation. Or there could be some gaps I did not fill. But I think of what though? Also, yeah, since like this maybe the trait hasn't really properly evolved yet. There's still like there's not like the melanin that we have, but like a mix of the new melanin that I'm talking about and the old melanin that we have in real life right now. That could cause less adaptive traits, but it's gonna cause it could well maybe like let's say Victor Humphreys. So I don't know. Because maybe what could happen is let's imagine it. In Slime Rancher 1 there was no water. That's because it was hot. So let's imagine it very hot. Now this place, it's got water, but it's still very hot. Maybe that's because it's at the Prisma core? Maybe. So that could explain it, Prisma core. I'm not explaining the Prisma core because how the hell am I meant to explain, like, a star that causes water to the glass despite no relation? In, like, the two objects. One's even a liquid, one's a solid. What, and it's all of these changes. So let's say someone was just like peach twice. Then they went to fourth orange. They would get darker, but not as proper dark where it would be like a tan or something like that. That's what I'm trying to get here. Hopefully you understand. Well, it's not like a proper, it's like a temporary adaptive trait. It's not the base, it's just a temporary adaptive trait. There's eyes. I mean, everyone in this game has like black dot eyes, I think. Anyways, yeah, especially the signs. I don't know why, but like, who knows? Maybe they, instead of having all that special melanin, maybe it's like a mix of all, just giving them a black dot. Possibly, I have no clue. That could be an explanation or so, I guess. We're gonna go to the ad. Starlight Strand, yes. Okay, I'm gonna go to Starlight Strand. Some radiant ore. Any spare radiant ore, please. Please, slime run gods, I need this. My backpack's kind of jetpackless. How did I do that? That was okay. I said no. Remember, I used to have my notifications from Slime Rancher. My notifications on my phone as Slime Rancher spawning sound. So that's what I was probably obsessed with the game. Don't get me wrong, I like the game now, but I like other stuff. Like Garden Warfare 2. No Man's Sky I'm just getting into. No Man's Sky actually looks insane. I've got a Christmas. I play Fortnite every now and again. I'm still like every now and again. Yeah. Actually, I'll get some radiant or another day. That could be a really good way out. So this should not look a proper lore field. It's just explaining the science.